What is going on, everybody? It's almost time for the bracket to officially be revealed. 15 more minutes. We will have a bracket. Let's go. What is up, everybody in the chat? What's up, basketball, football guy? What's up, Andrew? Sports 2G, Mr. Viking. How we doing today? Hoop Center. Greg Heffley. I loved you in your book, by the way. Let's go, man. Still says on the bracket challenge, on the ESPN Tournament challenge, like an hour or so until you can fill out brackets. Usually in the past, it's taken some time between the bracket being revealed, about 30 minutes to an hour before you can actually fill them out. So we got a bracket here on the wall. I will be filling in the teams as they do get revealed on Selection Sunday show. And this is probably going to be our first bracket while we wait for the tournament challenge to let us fill one out. So we'll react here to the Selection Sunday reveal, and then we'll fill out a couple brackets here on stream. How are we feeling about Purdue winning the Big Ten tournament, guys, over Michigan? They looked great. Didn't turn the ball over. Drake Kaufman-Renn is so good when they allow him to play the center position, man. He's had a down year. I feel like it is mostly because Oscar Clough has been at the center position. Definitely helped them with the rebounding and stuff. But, I mean, offensively, TKR is so good at the 5. It just kind of crowds the paint because neither one of them can shoot from 3. Do you think Arizona is ahead of Michigan now? I would say probably. I would put them as the second 2 seed behind Duke. Duke is probably still going to be the top overall seed. It's a toss-up. Who would you guys have as the second overall 1 seed? Would it be Arizona or Michigan now? I would maybe say Arizona. I think personally Arizona is the best team in the country. They've been pretty much my national champion pick all season long. They just have everything it takes, in my opinion. They really do. As a Zags fan, good luck with SC. Is that Santa Clara? What do you mean by that? Arizona, everybody's saying Arizona should be the second 1 seed now. Yeah, I think so. We'll see. I mean, we'll see. I think they probably should be. I mean, they dominated the Big 12 all year. There's no reason they probably shouldn't be. What's up, Matt Murray? Zona is your pick to win it all, and I'm a Florida fan. Hey, it's a good pick. Arizona's really been my pick all year long. Florida can definitely make it far. It's possible they can go back to back. I was between Arizona and Duke for like the last month. And with Caleb Foster getting hurt, I know they didn't have Patrick Ngongba either, but they didn't look the same, especially in that Florida State game first. Now they adjusted. Caden Boozer had a big game in the ACC tournament or in the ACC championship against Virginia. They're going to need Caden Boozer to step up. And Isaiah Evans too. He had a big one in Florida State, and they took all of Isaiah Evans' points there, over 30 to get by Florida State. So I do worry about Duke now. I really do worry about Duke now. Can they get it done without Caleb Foster? They were already kind of not the best when it came to like experienced backcourt. So now they lost kind of their one point guard who had some experience from last year. Still was only a sophomore, but losing him, that hurts. That really does hurt. Is Caleb Foster done for the year? They haven't said that, but they said they have not given a timetable as to when he will be back. Patrick Ngongba will be back, I'm guessing, for the first round. Caleb Foster, they have not officially ruled him out for the season. From what I've seen from Duke fans, is they're going to have to make it pretty far into the tournament for him to have a chance to play. So maybe if they make it to the Elite Eight or the Final Four, that he will come back. But even then, do you really want to force him back when you make it that far without him? We'll see. Surprised Penn upset Yale. I'm not surprised. I do think Yale is the better team. I probably, I do think Yale is the better team, but Penn is also pretty good. And what was that dude? TJ Power dropped 40 some points, hit an insane three to force overtime, and then they got it done in OT. I mean, credit to him. The real question is, do we think that Penn can now pull off an upset or two? Can they make a run? How are we feeling about Penn now? And this guy, TJ Power, who just dropped 40 some points in the Ivy League championship, and they're coached by Fran McCaffrey. Obviously, a great coach. Had some really good teams with Iowa. What do we think, guys? Can Penn pull one off? A lot of my Cinderellas I liked lost on their way in their conference tournament. I really liked the Liberty. I really liked St. Thomas and Yale. They all fit kind of my Cinderella formula, and they're all not going to be in it. So we'll have to do an updated version of that. I would say Northern Iowa is probably going to fit that. They play at a really slow pace. We'll have to see who else will fit that. But I like High Point. High Point's probably one of my favorites out of the Big South there to pull off an upset this year. I think Northern Iowa could, depending on matchup. And who else do we like to pull off an upset, guys? I think Penn will probably be a 13 seed, yeah. TJ Power at Duke, yeah, I think it's the same TJ Power, the one that played at Virginia last year, was a 5-star recruit back when he came out of high school. He's now at Penn, and they will be dancing. 9 minutes till Selection Sunday show starts, and we get a bracket revealed to us. Let's go, guys. Let's go, guys. Louisville is getting upset. Don't care who they play first. Ooh. What do we think about that, guys? Hofstra, you guys like Hofstra to pull off an upset? Miami, Ohio. Miami, Ohio is clearly going to be the favorite Cinderella pick this year. And usually the favorite Cinderella pick isn't the best pick. I mean, it really depends on matchups for Miami, Ohio. I actually kind of like Akron better. Will we get a 2-bid MAC, guys? Will we get a 2-bid MAC? Akron's really good. I could see them pulling one off. I like High Point too. What's up, Kilroth? I really like High Point. You like High Point and Santa Clara for an upset. Santa Clara is a good one. Santa Clara might get a 10 seed, potentially. Do I think Dayton will make it? Unfortunately, probably not. We're probably looking at a 2-bid A10, St. Louis, and VCU, who beat them today. I don't think Dayton's done enough throughout the season to get an at-large. Yeah, we're probably looking at a 2-bid A10. Michigan will still be a 1 seed, Liam, for sure. Yeah, they'll still be a 1 seed. They just might drop from like the 2nd overall 1 seed to the 3rd, just behind Duke and Arizona, but they'll still be a 1 seed 100%. There's no way they drop out. If any 1 seed dropped out from their conference tournament performance, it's going to be Florida. But who do you really put as the 4th 1 seed? I mean, UConn got wrecked by St. John's last night. I mean, what do we think about UConn? How far is UConn going? Houston is definitely the best choice. I still feel like they're probably going to give it to Florida, the last 1 seed, but I could see them giving it to Houston as well. UConn's definitely not getting it. They'll probably be a 2. I mean, UConn could honestly drop to a 3. In my opinion, whenever I was really starting to look at things yesterday, the last couple of days, I realized this. UConn and Gonzaga are not that different as far as resumes. I mean, the West Coast Conference and the Big East are both 3-bid leagues this year. And yeah, I don't know. Like, maybe we're giving UConn too much credit. They're definitely really good, but I don't know. Gonzaga might be better than UConn. Is that a hot take? What do we think? I mean, I know they don't have Braden Huff, but they've still been playing really good. UConn overrated. UConn loses to a 15 seed. And yeah, everybody kind of thinks that, but I don't know if they're losing to a 15 seed. I still think they could make the Sweet 16. I don't think UConn will be in the Final Four this year. I just don't see it. They low-key don't have the most consistent guards either. I mean, Damari is a good playmaker. Solo Ball is just an inconsistent scorer. Terrace Reed's the best player on that team, but he's not better than some of these other bigs on these other better teams. So I really just don't know about UConn. What's up, Tyler? Akron is your Cinderella team. It's a good one. That's a good pick. I love this Akron team. This team has been to 3 tournaments in a row now, and they've kept some of these guys who are seniors on this team. So they're experienced. I don't think any 5 seed wants to see Akron first round. I really don't. Do you think Northern Iowa can win a game? I definitely think so. Slow pace, defense. Won the Missouri Valley as a 6 or a 7 seed. Looked really good. They've been a really good defensive team all year. And every time Northern Iowa makes it to the tournament, they pull off upsets. So it wouldn't surprise me. Last time they made it was the Paul Jesperson half-court heave against Texas. And then they blew it the next round to Texas A&M. And it's one of the craziest 30-second comebacks I've ever seen. That was an amazing March Madness. I think that was 2017. Kentucky to the Sweet 16. Hear you out. I don't see it. TCU as a Cinderella. Hear you out. I could see that one. I like TCU. They play solid ball. Like they really do. They have a really good forward duo of Edmonds and what's his face, and I like them a lot. Guards who can handle the ball, get everybody involved. They're a good team. Utah State, a 5 seed, maybe biased Aggies fan. Yep, 3 minutes. Here we go. It is almost time for the bracket to be revealed. What's up, Jack Dennis? Will I be rating brackets this year? I will be. I definitely will be. And what you need to do, I'll go ahead and let you guys know now, the ones of you that are in the stream, you're going to have to send me a picture of your bracket on Twitter. Try to get a full picture of it, and it has to be like where it can cover the full screen. And unfortunately, they won't let me see it on ESPN Tournament Challenge until the tournament begins. So we have to do it that way, unfortunately. But I'll probably make a community post about that tomorrow, so you guys can get them in before I make that. Hey, peace out, Hoop Center. Am I going to be live for the tournament? I really haven't decided yet. I might, maybe on Thursday for the opening games. Maybe. I really haven't decided if I'm going to go live for the games yet or not. School on the first round. Put it on that Chromebook, buddy. It's an experience right there. Everybody has to do it. I did it in school every year. Put that game on that Chromebook, buddy. What's up, BYU fan? Hopefully Santa Clara is an 11 seed. If so, Sweet 16. That way, guys, is an 11 seed almost better than an 8 or 9 seed, right? Because then you get to play all you gotta do is beat a 6 instead of the other 8 or 9, and then you get to play a 3 as opposed to a 1 in the second round. An 11 seed is so ideal. There's a reason there's been so many 11 seed Cinderellas, more so than 8 or 9 seed Cinderellas. Thoughts on Iowa? Iowa can be sneaky. You know, they've shown that they can play some close games. They played close against Michigan. Didn't look the best against Ohio State. I really thought Iowa would win that one. But it's live or die on Bennett Sturts. It truly is. And what worries me about Iowa is if they're double teaming Sturts, blitzing them off the screens, if they go against a good defensive team like that, I don't know if they're going to be able to win. But the future's bright for Iowa. Ben McCollum is longtime great coach for y'all. I think he's going to be. Here we go. Selection Sunday. Let's go. I'll be filling it out on here as it gets revealed. Hopefully you guys can see that decent. Here we go. Yeah, I like Illinois as a Final Four contender. They haven't looked the best recently, but I definitely think they could be. I do like Illinois to go far. Why is Bruce Pearl on this show, guys? Is that, awful? Kind of. Wisconsin Final Four sleeper. I worry Wisconsin might be like the team everybody likes to go far as like a 5 or a 6, and then they just lose first round to an 11. Here we go. Duke, top overall seed. No surprises. No surprises. I'm going to knock over my shelf trying to do this. Duke, top overall seed. No surprise. They will be going up against Siena Saints. That's low-key a tough 16 seed. Do I think they'll beat Duke? No, but that's kind of a tough draw. Ohio State gets the 8 seed. Played a close one against Michigan yesterday. TCU. That's kind of a tough 8-9 draw. Did Duke get a tough draw here? St. John's is the 5. I thought they could jump to a 4 after beating UConn last night, but they get the 5. Where's our first 5 verse 12? Northern Iowa might beat St. John's. Whoo! Tough draw for the Storm. Northern Iowa versus St. John's, 5 versus 12. Tough draw. Kansas gets a 4. No surprise there. Versus Cal Baptist. Just secured their bid last night. Louisville gets the 6 seed. South Florida gets the 11. Michigan State, Tom Izzo extends his record to 28 straight NCAA tournaments. Spartans seem to be on the 2 line for a long time. This is kind of a crazy region. Michigan State gets a 3. Iowa State 2 seed guaranteed. North Dakota State gets the 14. It's kind of a strong top region, I feel like. UCLA 2. Guys, some of these lower seeds are tough in this region. UNI versus St. John's is insane. Who we got winning that, guys? Are we taking that 12/5? UCLA versus UCF. That'll be a good game. Who's the 2 in this? UConn. UCLA's beating UConn, guys. Heard it here first. Second round. UCLA beating UConn. A lot of people probably going to agree with that. Furman as a 15. Woo! That's a hard 15. That's a hard 15. Wow. What a first region. Damn. I'm agreeing with you, man. I'm saying UCLA beating UConn first or second round. That's a tough region. You got TCU, who's probably going to be one of the best 9s, if not the best 9. Northern Iowa's difficult. St. John's, borderline 4 seed. Kansas might be the best 4 seed with the highest ceiling. Definitely possible. Louisville is a very up and down 6. They showed they can't really hang with Duke this year, but we'll see if they even get they wouldn't match up till the Elite 8. Michigan State just dropped to a 3. Like they were going to be a 2. UCLA is a tough 7. Probably going to be one of the best 7s. And then UConn's down there. I really don't expect UConn to get past the Sweet 16 if they even get there in this region. I really don't. Next region, West, coming up next, guys. Right, Penguin? I was like, what is Bruce Pearl doing on this? Furman upset easy. You think so, Gawk game? This means Purdue is a 2. Yeah, they might give Purdue the 2 over Illinois, right? Iowa State's definitely going to be a 2. It'll be, yeah. So we got UConn. Michigan State's a 3. So we got UConn, Iowa State, and who's the other 2s? It's going to be between Illinois and Purdue. And Houston. I'm forgetting about Houston. Houston's going to be a 2, and then the last one's going to be between Illinois and Purdue. Probably Purdue after that Big Ten tourney run, for sure. Give us Miami, Ohio versus North Carolina. That would be crazy. That would be a good first round game. Well, I'm thinking right now, Duke and TCU, but I can't count out Ohio State, guys. That is a tough 8 seed. This is going to be a game. I don't see Ohio State giving Duke too much of a game. But I could see TCU potentially hanging around with Duke. But I think Duke's looking good for the Sweet 16. St. John's, out of St. John's, Northern Iowa, Kansas, and Cal Baptist, I'm really liking Kansas's path to the Sweet 16. I mean, kind of chalky, the 1 versus 4 here, but off first impressions, that's kind of what it's looking in that top half. For the bottom half, I think it gets a lot less chalky. I think UConn might lose to UCLA, and we might see a 7 seed UCLA down here. I mean, the Blue Bloods, Duke, Kansas, UCLA, and then maybe even Michigan State. I mean, a lot of big programs. That would be kind of boring, but it looks like that could happen. As far as Michigan State, I really don't see them losing to North Dakota State. But I could definitely see Louisville or South Florida. I'm 50-50 on that. That might be the hardest game to predict of this first round outside of maybe Ohio State, TCU. The winner of Louisville, South Florida could beat Michigan State for sure. South Florida, very high pace offense. So is Louisville. That's going to be a lot of points scored in that game. So we could see a potential 6 versus 7 in the Sweet 16 here between Louisville and UCLA. I could see that happening. That's kind of first impressions there. Let's get over here to this next region where we will probably have Arizona gets the number 2 1 seed. Here we go. They secured it over Michigan. Michigan blew it at the end. Arizona definitely deserves that one. Only 2 losses on the year. Undefeated in non-con. Long Island fins up. What an honor to get destroyed by Arizona. Villanova gets the 8. I'm liking Arizona's path so far to Sweet 16. Pretty easy. Utah State 9 seed, underseeded. Really like them to beat Villanova. Utah State versus Arizona second round, I'm thinking. Wisconsin gets a 5. They did enough to get it. Versus High Point. High Point, one of my favorite sleeper teams, and Cinderellas. That's a tough one. The winner of that might be seeing Arizona in the Sweet 16. Let's see who the 4 seed is, though. Arkansas is another one of my teams. I like to go far, guys. This is going to be a tough 5, 12, 4, 13. We'll see who the 13 is. Hawaii. That's a tough region right there. I like that. BYU gets a 6. Overseeded. Let's see the 11 they go against, though. BYU should have been a 7 seed. Texas, NC State are the last 2 teams in, probably. They'll be facing each other here. Both those teams are cold, super cold. Texas, NC State. Gonzaga gets a 3. I'm liking their path to the Sweet 16. Not too high on BYU. Kennesaw State I do like, though. That's tough. Miami, Florida gets the 7 versus Missouri. That's a good game. Good 7-10 there. Very good 7 versus 10 there. Miami versus Florida, or Miami versus Missouri. And Purdue does get the 10, or the 2 seed, excuse me. They earned it by winning the Big Ten championship. Who will they go against as the 15? Queens. Okay. They're ready to be the next. Queens just sounds like a team that might beat Purdue first round. I mean, in all honesty, they really do. What do we think of that second region, guys? Tough region for Arizona. You think so, Apollo? I was thinking the top half, or at least Villanova, Utah State. Arizona should be easy, Sweet 16. But this part's tough. Wisconsin, High Point, Arkansas. Oh, those 3 teams are so good. It's going to be tough to predict the winner of the first weekend right there. Keep dropping that. I think Miami should have been the 6, and BYU should have been the 7 in this region. I think BYU a little bit overseeded. Miami, Florida, maybe a little bit underseeded. I'm liking Miami, Florida, potential Sweet 16 run. I think I just don't know, because Purdue for me is so rangy with how far they could go. I could see them making it to the Final Four in Braden Smith's and Fletcher Lawyer's last year, but I could also see Purdue losing to Queens. Like, they've done it before, and Queens just, you see that and you think, whoa, is this St. Peter's? Is this a St. Peter's type situation? That's immediate vibes that I'm getting from Queens. Your championship comes from those regions. You think so? They put all your sleepers in the same region as Arizona, which sucks. I agree. I really like Wisconsin, High Point, Arkansas, Miami, Florida. It's a lot of good sleeper teams in that region, guys. It's going to be really tough. It's going to be really tough. Will I be doing a women's bracket? Slick Living, I will be probably doing a women's bracket as a video, filling it out. Got to support WVU, who will be hosting, might be at those games. Kansas second round exit? Maybe. That's the big question there. Will they leave Miami, Ohio out? It is possible. We're 2 out of 4 regions in, guys. Gonzaga will be a problem for Arizona in the Elite 8. I think they might be. I think we might be sleeping a little bit on Gonzaga. 30-win team, guys. They played a good non-con. How is Missouri a 10 seed? I mean, that's not too far off. I mean, 10 or 11. That's what they deserve. I don't think it's too crazy. Wisconsin got screwed. I mean, they could have had a 6 seed, but they played too good to get the 5 seed up there in a tough region. I really like High Point, but I feel like it might be just Wisconsin, Arkansas in the second round. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull the trigger on High Point going too far. I just don't know. I'm kind of feeling Arkansas to the Sweet 16 versus Arizona. I think Arkansas is the best team out of those ones. It's chalky. They're the 4 seed, but I hate it. Hopefully these other regions have some upset potential. I do think this one down here of our first region, I really like UCLA potentially going on a run. I could see them to the Elite 8 versus a Duke or a Kansas or even St. John's. I don't know if I really see St. John's up here, but being able to knock off Duke, I'm thinking Kansas or Duke versus UCLA down here might be the route I go, but nothing's official yet. I haven't decided my official picks, but I'm just letting you guys know everything going on in my head right now, pretty much. Northern Iowa over St. John's. Sawyer, that might be a very good pick. That might be a very good pick. I worry about St. John's guards. Zuby Ejiofor can take over a game, though. We saw that yesterday. It can be enough. You and I do the Sweet 16. Do we get a rematch of the buzzer beater shot of what's his name, Ali Farouk? I can never pronounce his last name, where he hit the big shot over Kansas? We could see a rematch of that in the second round. Here we go. Michigan, our third 1 seed. No surprise. Question will be, who will get the fourth 1 seed, Florida or Houston? UMBC or Howard? UMBC's a hard 16 seed. UMBC should have been a 14 or a 15 for sure. UMBC as a 16, playing in Dayton is horrid. That's a horrid pick. Georgia and St. Louis. Who we like in that one, guys? A lot of offense. St. Louis and Georgia. Texas Tech gets the 5. I like Michigan's path so far. Oh, there's my 12 over 5. Akron over Texas Tech. What do we think, guys? That's my favorite one so far. Alabama gets the 4. Akron might make the Sweet 16. Akron might make the Sweet 16. Hofstra 13. Okay. Whew. Am I on the wrong side of the bracket? I'll flip it. I'll flip it. We got Georgia, St. Louis, Miami, Ohio makes it, guys. They made it. Two-bid Mac. Let's go. Virginia gets a 3. Let's go. I like that. Tennessee got the 6. Miami, Ohio's got to play in Dayton, though, against SMU. That'll be their test. Wright State, Kentucky. Santa Clara will beat Kentucky. Santa Clara will beat Kentucky. Look at them celebrate. They're ready to beat Kentucky. They know they can. They're the better team. Iowa State gets a 2. That's a tough region. Virginia, Iowa State. You got both MAC teams in this region, Miami, Ohio, and Akron. Santa Clara, very good double-digit seeds in this region. Iowa State versus Tennessee State. Okay. All right. Got to erase this real quick. It'll be good enough. It's going to leave some smears. Wrong side of the bracket. All right, we're good though. Yeah, McNeese hasn't been revealed yet. Will they get the last 12? They could get the last 12. Akron 100% taking out Texas Tech. Yeah, I like a lot of upsets in that region. I like Akron over Texas Tech. I like Santa Clara over Kentucky. Sorry, Skull Cats. I know I'm answering your question or talking about your comment, but I do like Santa Clara over Kentucky for sure. Miami, Ohio over Tennessee. I don't know about that one, but it could definitely happen. Akron's my favorite 12 over 5 so far, but we got one more region. Virginia, I like Virginia's path to the Sweet 16. A potential Virginia-Tennessee matchup in the second round could be good. Michigan Final Four. Yeah, I mean, I think both Virginia and Iowa State could give them a run. As far as the top half, I see Michigan Elite 8 for sure. I see Michigan Elite 8 for sure. St. Louis is scary. They're like a mini Michigan, though. So I'm definitely happy to see the St. Louis team in the tournament. They have been kind of cold lately. St. Louis over Michigan wouldn't be like the most insane thing in the world. It would be crazy. It would be awesome. I wouldn't be like super extremely surprised, though. I'm not going to predict it to happen. I think Michigan Elite 8 for sure, but I could see it happening. Yeah, St. Louis probably beats Georgia, and then they get bounced by Michigan. That's probably what's going to happen. Yep, Iowa's still out there. They'll make the tournament. That would be a big snub. I don't think they're going to get snubbed. What do you think about Arizona now with the bracket? They're still my natty pick. I mean, I don't mean to spoil stuff, but like, I thought that they were the best team in the country all season long. I'm probably going to ride with them. What's up, Cohen? Who's going to beat Duke? Potentially Kansas in the Sweet 16 might be the earliest they could lose. TCU could give them a run in the second round. I don't think Ohio State could. UCLA, I think Duke might have a good path to the Final Four because I'm not really high on Michigan State or UConn down here. So I think we might see a 6 or a higher seed get to the Elite Eight out of that top region there in the East. So Duke might have a nice walking path to the Final Four. I could see it. I could see it. Texas did make it, Travis. They are going to be playing in Dayton, but they did make it. They'll be facing NC State in Dayton either Tuesday or Wednesday. But they are there as an 11. Probably the last team in, but they made it. Where does Purdue get bounced? To Queens, first round. Could happen. I'm getting major St. Peter's energy from Queens, but in all reality, Purdue's probably there. I could see them lose at any point in this tournament. I don't really see them losing to Missouri. I could see them losing to Miami, Florida. Second round, I could see them losing to Gonzaga in the Sweet 16. And then obviously to Arizona or someone in the Elite Eight. I mean, Florida does still get the 1, so Houston will be the 2 in this region. Florida gets the 1 seed. Prairie View and Lehigh get the 16. Clemson gets the 8. Okay. Who's this 9 seed? There's Iowa. Guys, Iowa versus Florida might be intriguing. That might be semi-interesting. Vandy gets the 5. Vandy just beat Florida, and now they're in the same region earliest, or they can meet possibly in the Sweet 16. There's McNeese. I think a lot of people are going to be picking McNeese over Vandy. Don't fall for it. Vanderbilt will win. Nebraska ball gets the 3 seed, looking for their first ever March Madness win this year. They're a 3. Or no, they're a 4? They low-key got snubbed. Nebraska should be a 3. But I guess Virginia kind of took over for him. I'm not too mad at that. Nebraska versus Troy. North Carolina gets the 6. North Carolina gets a 6. Okay. Versus VCU. VCU could beat North Carolina. Nebraska definitely second round to. Yeah, probably to maybe. That's a tough one. Illinois, the 3 seed. That's the tough part of this region down here is Illinois and Houston are going to be the 3s and 2 here. I don't see Florida coming out of this against Houston or Illinois. Bold prediction, maybe. Penn gets the 14 after beating Yale today. St. Mary's as the 7. Okay. Texas A&M. Buckyball versus St. Mary's and Coach Bennett, Randy Bennett versus Buckyball. It's a fun coaching matchup first round. North Carolina round of 32 Exit. Yeah, North Carolina's not beating Illinois. I'm sorry. We'll see if they can get by VCU. I think that'll be a good game. I'm with you, Rivers. I think Houston or Illinois will knock out Florida, if not somebody before. Troy all day. You think Troy will knock out Nebraska? I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I missed the Houston reveal and who they face. Who got that last 15 seed, guys? Oh, Idaho. Okay. All right, the bracket is set. Did anybody get snubbed? I feel like no. I feel like this is pretty correct, right? I mean, Miami, Ohio got in. Texas is probably the last team in. And they got in over like Auburn, Indiana, Oklahoma. I feel like we did good. The committee did good this year. No snubs. Who's my current favorite? Arizona's been my favorite all season. All season. Good bracket. Let me see. I doubt ESPN Tournament Challenge is going to. It still says 24 minutes until we can create one. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk through these matchups, fill it out here on the dry erase poster thing that I have here, and we can talk through some of these games here. Fill this one out first. So, I mean, we're definitely thinking Duke over Siena for sure. Siena's probably a tougher 16 seed, but I really don't see them having any chance against Duke. Best below 12 line to where to join the ESPN Challenge, link in the description. St. John's going to go far. Oh, yeah. Most likely 12 or higher seed to make the Sweet 16. I really like Akron's path as a 12. I like potentially Northern Iowa and man, that's tough. That is tough. I'm trying to figure out who else I might like. Sleeper pick, if I have to go higher than a 12, how about either Hofstra or Kennesaw State? But Akron is my favorite 12 or higher right now. I love Akron's path. But who knows? It could be Hofstra who ends up getting it done out of that same part of the bracket. Bruce Pearl had to talk about Auburn. Yeah, I tuned him out. I really don't care what Bruce Pearl has to say, really, about Auburn or whatever. All right. So, Duke over Siena. But I need your guys' help. Ohio State, TCU, first impressions, what are we thinking? I feel like TCU is going to be the more popular pick, but Ohio State has really been heating up lately. They just played Michigan very tough, extremely good backcourt of Bruce Thornton and John Mobley Jr. And John Mobley Jr. is a sniper, man. He's a sniper. Them shooters can get hot. They can get hot, man. I'm 50-50 on this. I do agree with you guys. I see a couple Ohio States. Majority says TCU. I agree with you guys. I'm going to take TCU here. But I think that this is closer than what it seems. And when TCU is like going to be the overwhelmingly favorite pick out of the two, it makes me almost want to go with Ohio State, who might be the hotter team right now. So I'm going to ride with you for this. I'm going to have to do some more critical thinking on that for my official pick. So we'll go TCU. Think that's closer than what it might seem here on first looks. I might take Ohio State. St. John's, Northern Iowa. Do we like the upset? Northern Iowa, slow pace. Those teams are dangerous. Limit St. John's possessions. St. John's doesn't have the best guard play. They need Sellers, Ian Jackson, and these guys to step up big time. Can Zuby carry? Can Zuby carry? What are we thinking here, guys? I see a few Northern Iowas. St. John's over UNI. Off first impressions, this is probably my second favorite 12 over 5. Probably my second favorite 12 over 5. St. John's is a hot team right now. Zuby's playing great. I'm going to take St. John's. Kansas and Cal Baptist. Can this be a sneaky upset? One that I don't think we've gave too much credit to off start, but Cal Baptist could get it done. Now, I probably doubt it, but crazier things have definitely happened. Not big on Kansas at all. Okay, Apollo. Okay. Looks like Kansas probably. Yeah, we'll probably take Kansas. I do like off first impressions here, the 4 and 5 to come out of this little region here. Louisville and South Florida. A lot of offense. A lot of offense here. What's up, VV Slays? Chalky? Yeah, it's early. We only made 4 picks so far. It's just first impressions, not official picks or anything. It is a very hard one, Ryan. South Florida, Louisville, a lot of offense. I could really see it going either way. They need Michael Brown Jr. to play for sure. They could win without him. Hadley and these guys are good. Ryan Conwell, of course. I'm thinking this bottom half of the first region has the means for a lot of chaos. Analytics do like Louisville, but I'm liking South Florida here for now. For this, I'm going to go South Florida. Michigan State, North Dakota State. I maybe if they got a better mid-major here, I would think about it, but I don't know about Izzo losing first round here. I think we will go with Michigan State. Then we got UCLA Central Florida, who's kind of up and down, kind of cold, whereas UCLA is red hot. Red hot. I like UCLA a lot here. I'm going to go with the Bruins. UConn and Furman. Furman could actually be a little bit of a tough 15 seed, but I just don't see them beating UConn. Furman has played some of the other good mid-majors like High Point this year. They got destroyed by High Point. I worry a little bit about Furman. I'm going to go with UConn here. I'm going to go ahead and finish out this region first while we're discussing these teams. I think it's better to do that off first impressions so we have these teams fresh in our minds, kind of do like a better breakdown of it, and then we'll go through the rest. You got your Final Four already? Who is that? Central Florida's really bad. They're cold, man. They played some good games this year, like against BYU on the road. They looked amazing, but I really like UCLA's draw, man. It's a really good 7 draw. Duke, Kansas, Michigan State, and UConn are your picks here. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to pull the trigger on TCU. I think I like Kansas and St. John's. I think a lot of people are going to go Kansas. I might like St. John's to get to the Sweet 16, actually. Flory Badunga versus Zuby Ejiofor will be pretty good. Kansas's guards outclass St. John's for sure. That would be the reason I'd go with Kansas, but I have a little something in the back of my head telling me Kansas might go out second round here. So I'm going to go with Duke, and I'm going to go with St. John's, who's won 19 of their last 20 games, including 2 of those over UConn. And I'm liking Zuby Ejiofor to just dominate. And I don't know, guys. I like St. John's defense. Houston was able to really box up Kansas in the second half. And although St. John's doesn't have a Houston defense, they have a really good defense under Rick Pitino, who's always going to play good D. I could see them. They got to box out these X factors like Melvin Council. I mean, they got to try to slow down Darren Peterson and Trey White. Give me St. John's here, 5/4. Michigan State, South Florida, high-paced offense that I don't necessarily like to beat Michigan State. I don't think that's the type of team to beat Michigan State here. Unless they get out ahead early, then it's possible. Yeah, we're going to go Michigan State. Got to trust Izzo to get to the Sweet 16 and a fairly, good draw for them. UCLA, UConn, been talking about this, and I'm going to go UCLA over UConn. I think first impressions, I like that pick a lot. I'm worried it might be a super popular pick, and then UCLA loses to, say, Central Florida in the first round or something, and then, that kind of messes it up. But off first impressions, I'm still going to go for it for now. But I do worry it could be like too popular, actually. Duke and St. John's. Duke's one of the best defenses in the country, if not the best. Great perimeter defense. Patrick Ngongba will be back to be able to slow down Zuby. Duke's path is looking pretty good. I'll take them to the Elite 8. And then Michigan State, UCLA, 1-1 on the year. We just saw UCLA be able to get it done over them in the Big Ten tourney. What's the word on Dent? I'd say he's playing. But we will see. But I'm going to go UCLA again as a sleeper 7 seed here to the Elite 8, beating Michigan State again. And then I am going to have Duke over UCLA. I'm liking Duke's path here, guys. Let me take them to the Final Four here, even without Caleb Foster at this point. They will get Ngongba back. They still beat Virginia in a really good game yesterday, even without those two. They're getting one of them back. So that would be good. Oh, ESPN Tournament Challenge is working now. Awesome. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Okay. What do we want to do, guys? Should I move to the tournament challenge, or should we stay finishing this bracket first? What do we think? What are we thinking, guys? Your brackets are made. Go review it. I can't. It won't let me see it until the tournament begins. Tournament challenge. Tournament challenge. Okay, sounds good. We will switch it over. Show the cat. There's my kitty. Everybody say hi to Nala in the chat. Drop a like for Nala. All right. Can you guys see that? Can you guys see my screen right now? I'm going to pull up the chat here on my phone so I can see it. Oh, you guys can't see that? Hold on. How about now? I think that worked. I think so. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and just do what we've already filled out. And then go from there. So then we don't really have to start over, you know? UCLA, UConn, we had that. St. John's, and then Duke. So we have Duke to the Final Four so far. What are we thinking about this so far, guys? I really am liking UCLA's potential run here. They get a good draw. I mean, I don't want to count out UConn too much. So what's good about this is we can preview here stuff. And really break down this bracket before we decide our official picks, right? And Donovan Dent has been a whole different player. He's looked like New Mexico Lobo, Donovan Dent again the second half of the season, and has been playing really good. Big guy Tyler here, awesome versus Terrace Reed. That is going to be a great matchup. I don't want to count out UConn. I'm not going to pick UCLA in every single one of my brackets. I am really liking them to beat UConn, though. I think that is a great possibility of happening. I think Ohio State might be getting overlooked a little bit. St. John's might be getting overlooked a little bit because it is possible they could lose to Northern Iowa. But I do like St. John's over Kansas if that is the matchup in the second round. Yep, UCLA just beat Michigan State. But earlier in the year, Michigan State beat them pretty bad. So interesting, but on a neutral court where we just saw it happen. UCLA's hot. We just seen them win. Arizona will beat Long Island, unfortunately. This is just going to be an insane game. Look at these wins, guys. Florida by 6, opening game of the season. UConn on the road by 4, beat Alabama by 21, beat BYU on the road, Houston on the road, Iowa State again on a neutral court, and then Houston again in the Big 12 championship. I mean, Arizona is so darn good. It is insane. And although I love the Long Island Sharks, Arizona is my natty pick right now, and I got to go with them. Got to go with them. What do we think about Villanova and Utah State, guys? This is going to be a hard 8-9. I don't really see either of these teams having too much of a chance against Arizona, but if we're going to try to get a perfect bracket or, the best bracket possible, we got to get these 8-9s right. So what are we thinking? First glance, I liked Utah State, but we can't count out Villanova. I mean, they have beaten everyone that they really were supposed to. They've just lost to the other two better teams in their conference, St. John's and UConn. So I'm kind of thinking Villanova. They got blown out by Michigan on the road. They got a win over Wisconsin this year. That is probably the most impressive win that they have. And then a close loss to BYU. So, I mean, that's kind of impressive. That's better than any win Utah State has, where they have wins VCU, Colorado State, a bunch of Mountain West teams, and then VCU is their best non-con win. They also have a loss to South Florida. Utah State does. I'm going to go with Villanova. Let's go with Villanova. I kind of like them to get it done. It looks like a lot of you guys do too. And if you guys I see a couple people asking, bracket group is in the description. Link in the description if you guys want to join. Okay, Wisconsin. All I ask is please subscribe if you guys aren't already. If you guys are trying to join my bracket, I'd appreciate it if you at least subscribe to the channel. Of course, completely free, so help your boy out. Wisconsin and High Point. I mean, two teams that I really like to go far. Well, not too far for High Point, but I definitely liked High Point as a potential team to get an upset, but Wisconsin is pretty hot right now. I mean, they almost knocked off Michigan yesterday, and they're playing really good ball. Really, really good ball. That backcourt, Nick Boyd and John Blackwell, is something else, man. High Point can put up a lot of points. So, yeah, it's a really tough draw for High Point. I'm going to go with Wisconsin. And then Hawaii. Although I do love Hawaii, I really like Arkansas as a team to go pretty far too. So I got to go with the Razorbacks here. I mean, it's a tough draw for Hawaii too. This is a very strong 4 and 5 seed, and I don't think any mid-major would want to get this draw. So I got to go with it. Wisconsin and Arkansas. No 12 or 13 upsets yet here in these first two regions. Do we think Texas or NC State could knock off BYU? I mean, I'm not that high on BYU. Like, they could lose to these teams. I think especially NC State, but they're just carried by Dibansa and Rob Wright. So, I'm going to go BYU for sure in this first round, but I really don't like their longevity in this tournament. I just don't think it's going to be enough. I don't think it's going to be enough to go very far, but I think it will be enough to get by these two very, very cold teams. I think NC State would maybe give them a little bit of trouble, but I think BYU will have enough. You could see Missouri beating Purdue. Maybe. I like Miami as a better option over Purdue, but maybe. Gonzaga and Kennesaw State. I really like this Kennesaw State team, but don't get me fooled. Braden Huff is out for the year. Second leading scorer. Great player on their team. Great non-con wins. Blowout win over Oklahoma. 10-point win over Alabama. Big-time loss to Michigan, which I think it brings down people's perception of Gonzaga. 10-point win over UCLA. Win over St. Mary's. I mean, they played a pretty decent non-con. Let's not forget Tyon Grant Foster. Even though he's 32 years old, he is on this Gonzaga team. I think people might be sleeping on Gonzaga. I think we might get a West Coast Conference rematch here, or, like throwback here of BYU and Gonzaga, former members of the West Coast Conference, now Gonzaga joining the Pac-12, BYU, of course, in the Big 12. Miami and Missouri. I really like Miami. Mark Mitchell could give them some fits, though, for sure. And I could really see this one going either way. Lost to Florida on the road, lost to BYU, lost to Clemson on the road, beat NC State by 1. Miami doesn't have the best wins. That's the struggle, but they have a lot of wins. I think six more or 5 more than Missouri does. Missouri got destroyed by Illinois. That is a tough perception for me to kind of crack or get past, and got destroyed by Alabama as well. Yeah, I definitely don't really see Missouri beating Purdue. I just don't. Their best win on the season is either Vanderbilt or Tennessee, both home games, though. Both home games. Their best road win against Kentucky. I'm definitely going to lean Miami in this one, guys. Definitely going to lean Miami with this one. And then Purdue over Queens. I said earlier, Queens kind of giving me major St. Peter's vibes. I'm not going to predict it, but it would be awesome if Queens were able to get it done. I mean, just awesome, but I'm not going to predict it. Arizona and Villanova. Got to go with Arizona. I mean, Villanova hasn't even been able to compete with St. John's or UConn. I think they played UConn close one time out of the two. Arizona all day. I think they have a pretty easy path to the Sweet 16. You like Missouri over Miami, Huddy? Okay. I mean, it's not a bad pick. I definitely lean Miami, though. When do my official picks come out? Earliest I can get it out tomorrow morning. As soon as it'll probably be done tonight, like late tonight. So it'll probably be posted tomorrow morning, my official picks. But I may post it tonight. We'll see, because I might, if I get off from streaming here soon, which I might, after this bracket or maybe one more, then I can probably get my official picks out tonight, around like 10-ish or maybe even a bit later, but they might be out tonight. Okay, Wisconsin and Arkansas. 5 versus 4 seed here. Wisconsin's super hot. Arkansas is getting hot too, though. Like, they just won the SEC tournament, and I feel like not a lot of people are looking at Arkansas the same way they're looking at Wisconsin as far as making a run. Give me Arkansas here for sure. BYU and Gonzaga. For this bracket, I'm definitely going to go with Gonzaga. I'm not too high on BYU. I just think they got a really good first-round draw. Gonzaga lives in the Sweet 16. Give me Gonzaga. And then I'm going to have to go with Purdue over Miami as well. I mean, Miami just doesn't have a lot of great wins, so I really struggle with picking them over some really good teams that just Purdue showed that they're here. They got the seniors on this team, and they're ready to get it done. So I'm taking Purdue here to the Sweet 16, and then I'm going to have Arizona here, and I am going to have Gonzaga over Purdue for an Arizona Gonzaga Elite 8. I like this a lot. This region right here could cause for some chaos. If Kennesaw State is able to somehow knock off Gonzaga first round, I think major Cinderella potential for them, at least to the Sweet 16, if not the Elite Eight. This game right here could determine a lot. If Kennesaw State can just pull off one miracle against Gonzaga, I could see them making a run. I really, really could. Arizona and Gonzaga, though. Arizona, you guys know I'm super high on them. I have to go. I don't like 2-1 seeds here already to the Final Four. I don't like chalk at all, but I like Duke's path a lot. Although I mentioned I don't know if I'm going to do that for my official bracket. I could see them losing to either Kansas, St. John's, potentially TCU. But it does seem like they do have a pretty good path. So I do have Duke to the Final Four as well for this one. Let's go down here. Florida versus Prairie View or Lehigh. I will go with Florida. Gonzaga losing first round. Trust me, I would love to see a Kennesaw State run more than anything. I want to see one. What's up, Michaela? Made it to the chat. Georgia Cinderella. You took Miami to the Elite Eight. You know, that's not a bad pick because, as I mentioned, that region has, I don't feel like Gonzaga and Purdue are too strong of 2-3s. So I could really see a team like Miami being able to sneak out. I don't think it's BYU. I think it's either Miami or potential Kennesaw. I like the Miami run. I just don't know if I can trust them enough against the top of the top teams because they haven't shown they've been able to beat them yet this year. They haven't had too many opportunities against them either. Florida is the weakest 1 seed, 100% Penguin Walrus. I agree. Clemson, Iowa. I like Iowa in this matchup. Clemson, I think, is without Carter Wheeling for the rest of the year. That's going to hurt. And out of team, they didn't look all that great against Duke. I think this is the type of team where I think Iowa can get the W for sure. It is 50-50, though. I'm going to go with Iowa, but Clemson's defense could cause Bennett Sturts some fits because Clemson does have a really good defense. Miami, but Texas is going to beat BYU. I could maybe see that. You think Miami is Sweet 16? I like that too, Pickle Luke. I think a lot of people like the Miami's path, and you guys might be onto something. You guys really might be onto something. Miami was a lot of people's, including myself, one of the favorite sleepers before the bracket got revealed, and now with a good path, I think, yeah, a lot of people like it. Vandy and McNeese, I'm not going to fall for it. Give me Vandy. Give me Nebraska over Troy. McNeese, I think a lot of people might pick this one. I think Duke Miles, the leadership veteran there, and Tyler Tanner, it's going to be tough. Tyler Nickel, they play hard. They made it all the way to the SEC championship. They're turning up lately. I am taking Vandy there. North Carolina, and then Nebraska and Troy. I do think Troy is kind of sneaky. Actually, they have a triple overtime loss to USC, and they beat San Diego State as well. I believe that one went to overtime as well. I mean, they played a pretty decent non-con. I could see this happening, this 13/4. I could see that one happening. If I had to pick a 14 or a 13/4, it might be that one or maybe Hofstra. Gonna go with Nebraska though here. Troy versus Nebraska is tough. I could see Troy getting it done. It would be very heartbreaking for Nebraska. I mean, they have never gotten this high of a seed, and they have never won a March Madness game. So can they finally get it done, or are they going to get upset? I mean, it's made for a storyline either way. North Carolina and VCU. I like VCU here, guys. No Caleb Wilson. It was looking like he is going to come back. He is not. Now, UNC still has a pretty good team, but I'm really liking VCU here in this matchup. Give me them over North Carolina. Illinois and Penn. Penn is interesting. I mean, TJ Power just played an amazing game. I think Illinois will be able to get it done. Penn could slow down the pace, though. So this could be interesting. Illinois plays fast. I think as long as they can get up early, get in their groove, they'll be fine to get past Penn. St. Mary's versus Texas A&M. I like the Gales here in this one. Buckyball versus Randy Bennett's defense is an intriguing matchup. I mean, you got a very fast team versus a very slow team with a good point guard in Mikey Lewis. I'm going to take St. Mary's slow pace and defense to get it done, and a team that offensive rebounds, and that'll get it done. That'll get it done. Akron over Texas Tech. That is my favorite 12/5, man. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Houston and Idaho. I just don't see Houston losing there that early, not to Idaho. I just really don't see it happening. I was thinking Florida could possibly lose second round. I'm not loving the 8-9 in their region, so I am going to take Florida to go a little further. And then I'm actually going to go, I mean, Vanderbilt's the hotter team, but I think Nebraska has played the harder competition and has the better wins, even though Vandy just beat Florida. I'm going to go with Nebraska to beat Vanderbilt in this one to set up a Nebraska-Florida matchup in the Sweet 16, which I think will be very fun. And then I really like Illinois and Houston. You guys know that. Have to go with them here to make it to the Elite Eight for a 1, 2, 3, 4 in this region, which I don't really like to do. It's a lot of chalk, but off first impressions, this is really what I'm liking. But I'm going to end the chalk here when I take Nebraska over Florida. This is one I'm liking a lot here. I don't know if I love Florida to the Final Four this year after winning the Natty last year. I was thinking Sweet 16 exit. I kind of like their path to the Elite Eight. I know Vanderbilt just beat them pretty bad the other day. I like Nebraska, though. I like Nebraska. I worry a little bit about their front court in competing with Florida, but they have competed with teams like Michigan this year who have another amazing front court. Like Nebraska did not beat Michigan, but they were on the road and they played them pretty good. So I like Nebraska here. I like Nebraska here. Nothing wrong with chalk. There's not, but it's more fun to try to pick the upsets because, I mean, last year was kind of different. We saw all 1 seeds to the Final Four. I really hope we don't get that again. It's possible, but it's a lot more fun to try to predict like a perfect bracket and predict the chaos that will hopefully happen. So, yeah, then we got Illinois and Houston, which I'm very back and forth on here. I could really go either way with this one. 2 teams that honestly I love to make the Final Four. And yeah, very 50-50 on this one. Very, very 50-50 on this one. I'm going to go with Illinois. I've loved them all year long. And even though they've showed me that they can lose some of these close games and Houston's defense can cause issues for them, they do have a really good front court to compete with Houston, especially on the glass. And Illinois, they just have such a well-rounded team with many good guards. Boswell, Keaton Wagler, Andre Stojakovic is awesome. I think he's the X factor. Give me Illinois. You guys think that's crazy, Emo God? Illinois over Houston? I don't know. I think it's close. I think it's very close. I've been pretty high on Illinois, though, this year. Give me Illinois. And in a Big Ten battle here, I'm going to take Illinois again. They played each other twice this year and split. Both road teams winning, actually. Nebraska won on the road, and Illinois won on the road. And in round 3, give me Illinois to get it done and make it to the Final Four. So we got Duke, Arizona, and Illinois so far. Those have been some of my favorites all season long, and I do like their paths to make it. Although Illinois having to get by Houston is tough, I do kind of like it. Houston is a lock on Final Four. They could be. The thing is, they're going to make it to Sweet 16. 100%. They don't have any bad losses, but the thing is, until they beat Kansas the other day, yes, they did play Arizona close too in the Big 12 championship, but they have not been able to get any big time wins. As close as they have been in them, Texas Tech on the road, close game, gave up 90 points. Tennessee lost. I mean, that one, tough one. It was close. BYU on the road, they got done, but I'm not too high on BYU. Iowa State on the road, close, didn't get it done. Arizona at home, kind of close, didn't get it done. Kansas on the road, that one not as close, but they did get revenge in the Big 12 tourney and beat them even worse than than Kansas beat them. So, I mean, I worry about Houston against like the top of the top. They're not going to lose before that. But I think Illinois, it could go similar to how Texas Tech was playing them. I feel like Texas Tech and Illinois semi-similar whenever Texas Tech did have JT Toppin, though. And that team did beat Houston. Also lost to Houston, but they beat Houston, put up 90 points. I think Illinois can score on this Houston team, and that's what I'm banking on here. I'm going to take Illinois here to the Sweet 16. I really like that, actually. It's not going to be a popular pick, Illinois to the Final Four, but I like it. I like them as a 3 here. What's your Final Four, Jack? You got Duke, Houston, Arizona, and Virginia. I like that. We still got one more region. This is not my official bracket, but just off first impressions. The only thing, 2 ACC teams in the Final Four is interesting. Very interesting. But I don't think it's bad at all. I like Virginia a lot this year. So we got UMBC and Howard. I mean, UMBC is a great 16 seed. I mean, not just because of what they did, back in, 2018, where they were the first 16 seed to ever win against a 1. But I'm talking about this year's UMBC team. They are an excellent 16 seed. I feel like they're underseeded. They tough because I think they should have got a 15 or a 14. I would have maybe thought about picking them, but I can't pick them against Michigan. Georgia and St. Louis, a lot of offense in this one, guys. What are we thinking? The total's already out. Over 171 points. That is a lot of total points, guys. It may go over that. I mean, honestly, these teams put up a lot of points. I really don't know who I want to go here. I feel like a lot of people might want to go with St. Louis. I like Georgia a lot. Actually, I want to see. I need to get reminded of how did Georgia do in the non-con this year. Let's see. They didn't play that good of a non-con schedule. That worries me because I'm not that high on the SEC this year. So that worries me. But I know St. Louis, they play in the A10. They did play Santa Clara, got that win. They lost to Stanford by 1. Other than that, they don't have any non-con on here either, though. I'm going to go with St. Louis here for this one. I can just see that one happening. Georgia did not look that good against Ole Miss. They went on a big-time run, though, but it still wasn't enough. I like Cannon Catchings to have a big game. This one's very hard for me to pick. What do you guys think? St. Louis upsets Michigan round of 32. I mean, I'd love to see it. I don't know, though. I don't know. Yeah, SEC low key trash. I mean, I agree. Like I don't think they're trash. I'm not that high on the SEC this year, so that worries me for Georgia, who didn't play any good non-con. Yeah, a lot of the SEC is just offense. I mean, you got Florida and Tennessee are kind of the exceptions to that. Florida and Tennessee are kind of the exceptions. We'll see. One of those offensive SEC teams will go on a nice run, though. It's just which one of them is going to be hot. Texas Tech and Akron. I mean, as soon as it was revealed, you guys know I was like on Akron. Tavari Johnson, excellent. He's a senior now. They've been here before. They have an outstanding team. JT Toppin is hurt, and Texas Tech has still been able to win games. So it wouldn't surprise me if Texas Tech still won, but I love Akron in this spot. They're my favorite 12. Pulling the trigger on it. Give me Akron. Alabama and Hofstra. Some people really like Hofstra, man. I'm just worried about can they keep up with Alabama's offense because I really don't think they're going to stop them, right? I think I got to go with Alabama in this one for sure to move on past Hofstra. Houston ain't losing in Houston to Illinois. Is that game actually in Houston? I don't know. You're probably correct, but I like Illinois in that matchup. I really do. And it is not going to be a popular one. Majority of people will take Houston over Illinois. I really like Illinois in that matchup. I really like it. Miami, Ohio, or SMU will get to face Tennessee. It is so cool. It is going to be so cool to get to watch Miami, Ohio get to play either Tuesday or Wednesday in the first four. It's going to be a really awesome game to see, like, can they do it against a Power 5 opponent? So I'm very excited to see that. I'm going to go with Tennessee for now. I don't know, guys. Do you guys like Miami, Ohio over Tennessee? I'm not sure if I'm seeing it. Tennessee's got some big boys down that front court. A really good team. And Jacoby Gillespie can get hot. You know, I clown on him for being, a shot chucker sometimes, but he can get hot. You don't trust in Miami, Ohio? I really don't necessarily either. I want to see them against SMU first, and then maybe I'll believe them over Tennessee. I just don't know if I see it right now. SMU over Tennessee? I don't really see that one either. I really don't. Next, Virginia and Wright State. I really don't see Wright State being able to pull this one off. I love this Virginia team, guys. I really do. I think they're underrated. I got to go with Virginia. For sure. And then Kentucky, Santa Clara. I mean, as soon as this was revealed, I loved the Santa Clara pick. I think the West Coast Conference is pretty underrated, and I like Santa Clara in this first round. Now, having to face Iowa State in the next round will be tough. They lost to St. Louis by 1 on the road, beat McNeese by 12, lost to Gonzaga 3 times, all fairly close. Split with St. Mary's. Or they beat St. Mary's twice and lost to them once. Okay. Kentucky, remind me how they did in the non-con. They got destroyed by Gonzaga at home. I remember that. Lost to Louisville on the road. And that's all their notable non-cons and their losses. Yeah. I like Santa Clara in that one. I already liked them. I loved them. I think they might actually have a better roster. And they have the size. So it's not like one of those mid-majors that Kentucky's going to have the size and the athleticism over them. Santa Clara's got the size and length on this team, so I love them there. Iowa State over Tennessee State for sure. Iowa State's been looking really, really good lately. Got to go with them. Michigan and St. Louis, I could maybe see it, but no, I'm going to go with Michigan. It is possible. I could see it happening. I can't predict it, man. I just cannot predict it. Give me Michigan here. Let me adjust my screen here. There we go. Akron and Alabama. I am going to take Akron here to the Sweet 16 in this one. For sure. Kentucky got yeah, they got screwed by pulling up Santa Clara. I agree, Penguin Walrus. I mean, I think Santa Clara, I love that matchup for them. Kentucky's definitely mid. They might be worse than mid. Akron over Alabama. Yes, sir. I got it. Akron not winning a round. I like Akron. That's my favorite 12 over 5 so far. At the moment, got to go with Akron there. Tennessee and Virginia. This one could be interesting. I think could be a closer one than people think. And this isn't going to be a popular pick because Virginia's looked pretty good recently, but I'm actually looking at Tennessee. For this one, possibly beating Virginia. I mean, is that kind of crazy? What do you guys think? I mean, Virginia's looked good. Virginia has looked really good. They are another team that hasn't really played anyone in the non-con, though. And that worries me. Whereas Tennessee's beaten Houston. In the non-con. They beat Louisville by 21. That's a good kind of comparison there. I mean, I know Virginia's better than Louisville, right? But that's another ACC team. And Tennessee whooped them. Is Nate Ammett not healthy? Because that would change things for me. That would definitely change things for me. Ammett is healthy. Okay. Because Nate Ammett's their best player, so he has to be healthy to beat Virginia. If he's good to go, I'm taking them for sure. Ammett just sucks. Yeah, okay. Santa Clara and Iowa State. I think Santa Clara will give Iowa State a run. Not going to pick it, though. I'm not going to pick it, though. Got to go with Iowa State over Santa Clara. Michigan and Akron. Got to go with Michigan. I want to pick more of these upsets. Just can't do it at the moment for this bracket. Before we get off the stream, I'm going to do like a more upset heavy bracket before I think about my official picks and make my official bracket for a video tonight. What's my favorite 13 over a 4? Maybe Troy over Nebraska, I think is the most likely one. Who else do we got up here? Hawaii, maybe Cal Baptist over Kansas. Those would be the two I would go with. Hofstra over Alabama wouldn't be too bad either. I don't think Hawaii over Arkansas, but watch that be the one that happens. I would be fine with it. I think that would be pretty darn awesome. Okay. Iowa State, Tennessee. This is where I'm going to have Tennessee lose. I mean, Iowa State's just so freaking good, man. I mean, they turn the ball. They turn you over a lot. And Mom Chilovic, I expect him to have a big time tournament shooting the ball. Josh Jefferson, all-around player. I would love to see Josh Jefferson versus Yaxel Lindenberg. That would be peak. That would honestly be peak. And It would be a really good one, man. Taman Lipsy, two-way point guard versus Elliot Cadeau. That would be an awesome one, and I really don't know who I want to go with. Michigan or Iowa State, guys. Who would win this game, Michigan or Iowa State? Iowa State just played an insane game against Arizona and lost to a buzzer beater. What are we thinking, guys? I don't think Iowa State has anyone hurt, at least not of too much importance to their team. I do think Michigan probably has better depth. They definitely have better size. I mean, Adai Mara is probably the biggest mismatch for Iowa State. For sure, he could play an impact. Tough, man. I've gotten screwed by Iowa State so many times thinking LJ is not healthy for Michigan. By this point, maybe. I don't know, though. Adai Mara is weak. I mean, I don't think so. That's a big dude. I'm going to go with Iowa State for this bracket, but I really don't know. I got to go Iowa State in that one. So this is my final four for like my first impressions bracket. Duke, Illinois, Arizona, and Iowa State. What do you guys think? Duke versus Illinois would be fun. Arizona and Iowa State Big 12 rematch. We just saw it go down to a buzzer beater. Illinois versus Michigan in the championship? I don't know about that. Big 10 battle in the championship. I like this Final Four. I don't know if this is going to be my official Final Four, but I'm going to take Arizona over Iowa State again this time. And I mean, I could see Illinois pulling it off against Duke. They have really good guards, man. And I could see them getting it done. I really, really could. You guys would. I feel like you guys are ready to like ream me in if I pick Illinois over Duke right now. That's what I'm feeling from the chat right now. Like I feel you guys ready to explode on me because you guys already didn't like I take them over Houston. That's what I want to do. I like Illinois here over Duke. Illinois Arizona championship. But I will go Arizona. They are my natty pick. You guys know this. Give me Arizona. How many total points scored? It will be a pretty high one. Go like with 158. Let's submit that bracket. It's not my official picks, but I do really like them, though. I love this Final Four a lot. May change a little bit in my official picks when I have a little bit more time to look over these games. This is going to be my official picks here, and the one with the group. How many people we got in the group so far? 194 people in the group. If you guys want to join, it's called Daniology Challenge. The link is also in the description of this stream. Join up if you want to. Let's do one more here on stream. I want to do one a little bit more upset heavy, and then I will get to my official bracket, which will be uploaded as a video either late tonight or early tomorrow morning. So be on the lookout for my official bracket. Okay, Gary Patterson. You're going to win the bracket challenge? We'll see. We will certainly see. Okay. I'm going to make this one a little bit more upset heavy. I like Ohio State over TCU. I think got to give Ohio State a little bit more credit. St. John's, I could see losing to Northern Iowa. I might want to go with that. I'm actually going to ride with St. John's, but I am going to go with Cal Baptist over Kansas. Oh, you're beating my bracket. Okay, we'll see. We'll see. Who's your Final Four, Gary? Going 63 out of 63 this year. LeBron told you before the game. I mean, okay, he knows. But he wouldn't tell you that until after you did it, right? Louisville and South Florida. I'm going to go Louisville this time. I went South Florida last time. I still think Michigan State would get it done there. And then I think I'm still going to go with UCLA and UConn. Let's do the full first round first this time. Arizona over Long Island. I still like Villanova in that one over Utah State. Do we want to ride with High Point for the one time? I mean, that's a tough draw, though. But I could still see them getting it done. Sensing a TCU run, man, I could see it. I could see it, man. Let's go with High Point this time. I still feel like Arkansas would win. I'm still going to go BYU here, but let's do a Kennesaw State run, possibly. Kennesaw State over Gonzaga. I could see that happening. Not too crazy about it. I could definitely see that one though. Still like Miami over Missouri. I did mention Queens was giving me some good vibes. I kind of want to predict that to happen. I'll go with Purdue. We are going to pick more upsets in this one. This is going to be like more upset heavy. So I do like kind of like Queens, but like it would be like insane level upset, right? Like St. Peter's level. That's what I'm getting. I think Kennesaw State might be more likely. So we'll go with that. There's 3 or 4 1 seeds in the Final Four. You'd be disappointed. You, me, and probably a lot of people as well. Clemson or Iowa? Let's go Clemson this time. Vandy, Nebraska. I'm feeling still. I could see Troy. We picked Cal Baptist already as our 13 for this bracket. Should we go North Carolina this time or stick with VCU? Maybe we'll stick with VCU and then Illinois still. I still like St. Mary's and I like Houston. I mean, that's going to be tough to sway me from picking St. Mary's Houston down here for the second round. Purdue handles Queens by 30. I mean, most likely, but you know, you want to see something crazy happen. I could see that happening. For sure. Michigan. We'll go St. Louis this time. Let's go Texas Tech this time and Alabama. Switch it up a little bit. Let's go Miami, Ohio over Tennessee. Virginia over Wright State. Still Santa Clara and Iowa State. That's what I'm liking for this region this time. A world where Wright State upsets Virginia. There probably is a world where that happens. I'm probably not going to predict it though. Like I really like this Virginia team, man. Final Four is Duke, Arizona, Houston, and Virginia. Thoughts? You know, I'm seeing that Final Four a lot. A lot of people have that Final Four. It's not a bad one. It's really not. We'll see, though. We'll see. I mean, a lot of people have that exact Final Four that I've seen in the chat. A lot of people are agreeing with you. Second round, Duke, Ohio State. Probably go Duke to the Sweet 16. Cal Baptist over St. John's makes a run as a 13 here this time. Should we do that? What do I think of Duke, Arizona, Michigan, and Houston? Not set on Houston or Michigan. I mean, not too bad. I feel like those are probably the most talented teams in every region. I think Houston is better than Florida. Not a bad one whatsoever. But will all of the best teams make it to the Final Four? That is really the question. I kind of want to have a Cal Baptist run, but I can't do it. I got to go St. John's, I think. And then Louisville and UConn. Man, I like UCLA. We'll go with them again. I mean, I can't pick them in every bracket, but for this chaos one, I like UCLA again. Let's do it. And then let's go ahead and finish this one. Why not? I'm going to go St. John's over Duke this time. Let's see if Zuby Ejiofor can outplay Cam Boozer and really defend the paint. It's going to be tough. We saw Virginia was able to defend Cam Boozer pretty well. And Gongba is going to be back, so that's going to play a factor. That's going to be a tough one, though. I don't know if I really see that one happening, but for this one, we're making it a little more chaotic. Let's do it. What's up, Ethan? Appreciate the Illinois love. Man, I'm just high on them. That's just my opinion. So I don't mean any like love or hate towards any of these teams. You know, I just go based off what I actually think might happen in the teams that I'm watching. So I know Illinois has been dropped a couple lately, but I still really love their team, like as far as being able to make a run. More I'm thinking about, I don't know if St. John's can beat Duke. I just don't know if I see it. We're going to have that same Elite Eight matchup, I think. I mean, I like that one there. Maybe we'll have UCLA to the Final Four this time. We'll wait to predict that. Arizona over Villanova. Can High Point make a run? Let's go Arkansas. Kennesaw over BYU after beating Gonzaga. And Miami over Purdue. And then, can Arkansas beat Arizona? If that's a matchup in the Sweet 16, do you guys think that could happen? Yes or no? My light just turned off. Do you guys think that could happen? Arkansas over Arizona. UMBC upset part 2. That would be amazing. Yeah, I mean, Arizona is just my favorite. It's really going to be hard for me to not pick them, but I'm making this more chaotic. What's up, Slim Jim? You got Duke, Illinois, Arizona, and Virginia Final Four. Pretty solid, man. 2 1s and 2 3s. I mean, I like those teams. It's a solid Final Four. Solid, man. Boilers beat Michigan. Yes, they did today. They would not meet again until Final Four here, though. Gonna go with Arizona. I mean, I really don't think Arkansas will beat them. I'm trying to find more upsets. I'm gonna make my Cinderella Kennesaw State for this one, but have them lose to Arizona in the Elite Eight. That would be pretty cool to see a 14 seed make it there to the Elite Eight. So something a little more crazy there. Down here, I'm gonna have Florida still. I'm gonna have Nebraska still. I really feel good about that there in the Sweet 16 happening. Illinois still, Houston. This time we're going to have Houston versus Nebraska again to the Elite Eight. How are we feeling about this, guys? I mean, switch it up. I still really have the same Sweet 16. That's really, I mean, I really like the 1, 2, 3, 4 here in this region. I could see, a team messing it up early here with Troy or Vandy. Down low, though, I really think we're going to see an Illinois-Houston matchup. I don't really see anybody messing that up here. I think this is a lock for me. Down low. Purdue looks very good lately. Yeah. We are underrating Florida, but at the same time, they have showed enough. I'm just not high on the SEC. That's really what it comes down to. You look at Florida's non-con. Close one is against Arizona and Duke for sure. Impressive. Close one against UConn. They lost. And that's all their non-con losses. And they dominated the SEC. Even though I think the SEC is weaker than some of the other power conferences, Florida still dominated that conference. So I still think Florida is really good. But they could make the Final Four. I think they for sure lose in the Elite Eight to either Houston or Illinois if they get past Nebraska or Vandy. That's kind of what I'm thinking for Florida is a Sweet 16 or Elite Eight exit. But they are good. They are very good. They could make Final Four. This time we're going to have Houston to the Final Four, I think. I think we got to go Houston to the Final Four this time. UCLA to the Final Four over Duke. That would be pretty nuts. I don't know if Duke's going to lose before Final Four. I got to go Duke. Then we got St. Louis. Let's go St. Louis over Missouri or over Michigan. What do you guys think? Miami, Ohio, Sweet 16. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, if Arkansas beats Arizona, I think they could make Final Four for sure. Texas Tech and Alabama. Let's go Alabama, St. Louis over Alabama to the Elite Eight. Miami, Ohio is who I went with. Could they beat Virginia? I don't know about that. Give me... This is going to be a tough... I don't know if I like this bracket. I hate this bracket, actually. I'm trying to make it chaotic instead of just picking teams I think, could win. So it's I actually kind of hate this bracket. I'm not gonna lie. My first bracket, I really liked. I really liked my first bracket. This bracket is just it's kind of BS. I ain't gonna lie. It's kind of bullshit. Like it's it's fun. It's a fun bracket. Like if it turns out this way, I would be very happy. But I actually kind of hate this bracket. I want to switch it up a little bit. I actually kind of hate it. Let's switch it up a little bit because we got Duke, Houston, and Arizona, and then I could have, I mean, like Virginia or Iowa State coming out. I mean, I don't want to have 3 Big 12 teams in the Final Four. Man. I don't know who I want to go here. Yeah, I actually kind of don't like. I actually kind of dislike this bracket. Um, I'm trying to figure out what I want to change. Maybe I will go with this upset, Arkansas over Arizona this time, and then Arkansas to the Final Four. Maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe actually, I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. I'm gonna go with Wisconsin. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna change it from Wisconsin losing to in the first round to High Point to going all the way to the Final Four. That's how I'm gonna save this bracket, this chaotic bracket. That's how I'm gonna save it. Wisconsin making an insane run with that awesome backcourt of Nick Boyd and John Blackwell. Trust you, Hofstra? Well, since you said so. No, I'm kidding. We need to find a new 12 over 5 to go with now that we switched up. I mean, we could go with Akron again or go with Northern Iowa. Or we could go with McNeese, maybe. Let's go with McNeese. Let's go with McNeese over Vanderbilt this time. So that's how we're going to save this bracket from me just absolutely hating it. Because even though it's just a chaotic, fun bracket, it's not serious at all. I want it to at least be something I think is somewhat possible in case like crazy shit just starts to go down. So I think that's more likely there. So I do like that. And then what I'm thinking about doing for this region down here, I'm going to keep the Duke and Houston region the same, other than I switched McNeese over Vanderbilt because I needed a new 12 over 5. We will go. Man, what is this region, guys? This Michigan region is giving me fits. I don't know where I want to go with it. For a chaos region, it's hard for me because I really like Michigan, Iowa State, and Virginia. I mean, the top 3 seeds in this region, I think, are the most likely Final Four options, of course. I mean, but in this region in specifically. So am I doing a video tonight? My main bracket video of my official picks will be out either late tonight or early tomorrow morning. I am going to work on that as soon as the stream's over, which will be like probably in not too long. So yes, soon, either late tonight or early tomorrow morning. Yeah, I picked St. Louis over Michigan. This is just kind of a fun bracket. I mean, this isn't my official picks or anything. We're screwing around. I know what I need to do. It's going to be Iowa State over Santa Clara. It's going to be Virginia over Iowa State. And in order to save a chaotic bracket to being, we have to go St. Louis to the Final Four. I was planning on having them lose here to the Elite Eight. They are going on a magical run, knocking out top teams: Michigan, Alabama, Virginia, gone. St. Louis Final Four versus Wisconsin. Insane. That's how we're going to save this chaotic bracket, is have a 9-seeded St. Louis team launch to the Final Four out of the Midwest, which is kind of unpredictable for me for a chaos one. It's just, I really do think Michigan, Iowa State will probably meet in the Elite Eight. So this one, we're going to go with St. Louis to pull off the miracle. Pull off the miracle. Okay. And for the championship, we will go, man, Duke versus Houston. I wish that was the championship I could go with. Who would win, Duke or Houston? Houston's got the better guards, I would say. Can JoJo Tugler lock up Cam Boozer? I mean, this is a rematch from the Final Four last year, too. That would be pretty fun. Yeah, I don't think St. Louis will make it this far, but this is a fun bracket. I'm gonna do a more serious one next time because I'm gonna do like somewhat of what's going through my mind for my main bracket in my last. I'm gonna do one really fast bracket of what's going through my head as a preview for my main picks next, because, um, yeah, just because you guys are kind of telling me I'm nuts, even though I've said multiple times this is kind of like a chaotic bracket. We'll go with Duke here to win it. Not that chaotic, but for Duke to win, we'll go 147 points. We'll just get that one over with. But that was a fun one. That was a fun one for me. I like making crazy brackets like that. And one more before I end the stream. I'm going to go through it pretty fast. This is what I'm thinking for like my main bracket, as I've had more time to think about it. Duke over Siena. I like Ohio State, I'm thinking, over TCU. I think TCU is going to be the favorite, where Ohio State might be the hotter team right now. And that backcourt can heat up fast. Give me the Buckeyes. St. John's or Northern Iowa. I don't know what I'm going to do yet for this one. For my main bracket. For now, let's go Northern Iowa because I haven't picked them yet. And then Kansas over Cal Baptist. And then we got Louisville and South Florida, which is another one I haven't really decided where I want to go with yet. As far as these two teams, I need to know, is Michael Brown Jr. is healthy, right, guys? Like he will be playing round one. I need to know that before I pick Louisville. If he is playing, I feel pretty good about Louisville, I think. So I'm going to assume that he is playing. And then Michigan State, still like UCLA and UConn here. And then Kentucky could beat Santa Clara, but they are hurt, and it would be very Kentucky of them to lose immediately. Honestly, I think Santa Clara is going to win that game. I really do. And I don't think that Kentucky is going to be a big favorite in it. I really don't. Then I'm thinking Duke to the Sweet 16 here versus Kansas. Maybe this what's going through my head here. Louisville and Michigan State. I'm thinking Michigan State, and then maybe UConn. This one, I'm kind of thinking UCLA still. I've been picking it. I don't want to completely write UConn off because they have played teams like Arizona and stuff this year very closely. And even though they had a poor showing in the Big East Championship, I don't want to write them off completely. They're a well-coached team, and they can beat a lot of teams. So give me UConn. I will go UConn over Michigan State. And Duke, I mean, this is a very blue-blooded region here. I mean, there's just a lot of them. Duke, Kansas, Louisville, on the cusp of like blue blood. They're a big brand. Michigan State, UConn, UCLA. Just a lot of them in that region. Geez. This one could be 50-50, but I'm going to go UConn over Michigan State this time. Mike Ellis playing? Okay, good. I figured he was, but I just wanted to make sure. I do like UCLA as an Elite Eight run. I had it in my last two. UConn, I'm going to have this time to the Elite Eight versus Duke or Kansas. See, I could see Kansas pulling this off. This is a rematch. Duke beat them last time, so I don't know if I can do it, guys. Like, Duke just seems like they're probably going to make the Final Four. Can UConn get it done, though? I mean, that could be a possible outcome. I don't really see a lot of anybody have UConn to the Final Four. Can they do it? Can they do it? Florida, Michigan State on the road, beat Michigan. I mean, Duke's just so darn good, man. Is UConn also beat Kansas on the road? Let's take UConn this time. I'm kind of thinking a UConn run to the Final Four could happen here as well. I don't want to count them out, man. They're a pretty good team. Arizona, for sure. This one I'm 50-50 on. We'll go Utah State this time. I don't really know who I want to go with for my main bracket yet. I'm leaning Villanova, though. Wisconsin High Point, we'll go Wisconsin and Arkansas. I'm thinking the top teams will end up coming out of these two games. The lower seeds, or the higher whatever you want to say. The 5 and the 4 seeds will end up coming out of there. I'm thinking BYU could get upset here, unless Dibansa and Rob Wright just carry hard, which definitely could happen. But Texas can put up a lot of points. I'm going to go with the upset here. I think Texas, NC State can both put up a lot of points, and BYU without Richie Sanders is really reliant on those two players. And yes, they got Kevin Keita, shot blocker as well. But tough. We're going to go with the Texas NC State upset, first 4 to the round of 32. And I am going to go with Gonzaga to win. I think they are slept on a little bit. Miami and Purdue, I just think are going to get out of there for those games. And then you got Arizona, who's got a pretty good path to the Sweet 16. Wisconsin and Arkansas, I think, really could go either way. I lean Arkansas. I mean, as good as Nick Boyd and John Blackwell are, Darius Akuff is going to keep up with them scoring wise. You got Malik Thomas, you got Billy Richmond. I mean, the X factors in this game are really going to be Trevon Brazile for Arkansas, and then the big man for Wisconsin, Nolan Winter. It's a tough one. Wisconsin lost to BYU big on the road. Lost to Purdue. That was their only notable non-con game. Whereas Arkansas has lost to Duke only by 9. Beat Louisville. Lost to Houston by 9. Beat 10. And then that's it for the non-con. Okay. This is a tough game. Who do you guys like, Arkansas or Wisconsin? I'm so torn on this one. I'm very torn on this one. We might have to come back to it. I do like Gonzaga over either Texas or NC State. And then I just don't know if Miami can. I think Miami could do it against Purdue. I just don't know if I want to predict it necessarily. Everybody's saying Wisconsin and a couple Arkansas. You're torn to send to the Final Four, Houston or Florida. The rest of your Final Four is Duke, Arizona, and Iowa State. I like Houston over Florida, but that would put 3 Big 12 teams in the Final Four. If you're okay with that, I would send Houston, but that's just my opinion. Florida to the Final Four could for sure happen. Wisconsin has the best backcourt in the country. I mean, it's a really good one. I'm going to go with Wisconsin. I mean, Darius Acuff is good. He's so freaking good. I mean, probably the best point guard in the country. But Wisconsin's guards are seniors. I know Nick Boyd is for a fact. I think John Blackwell is a senior as well, or a junior. He's got some experience, though, as well. And I kind of like Wisconsin's front court, too. I'm torn on that one. I'm going to go with Wisconsin, though. I really haven't decided who I want to go with there. Blackwell's a junior. Okay. I knew he was an upperclassman. I was trying to I thought maybe he was a junior last year. Okay. But Nick Boyd, I know for a fact, is a senior. I mean, he's made a Final Four before, too, with Florida Atlantic. So crazy amounts of experience there. Wisconsin could lose to High Point, Blaze. That's an excellent point. Anything can happen. Purdue and Miami. Is Purdue going to get upset? I just worry about Miami. They haven't really been tested outside of the ACC. They just haven't, man. You feel like St. John's is that San Diego State type from 2023. I could see that. I could really see that. That's not too crazy. Can they beat Duke? I kind of struggle thinking they can beat Duke, but maybe. Because this Duke team's much better than that Alabama 1 seed that San Diego State beat with Brandon Miller in them. This Duke team's much better than that, I think. Do I do it? I'm going to go with Miami over Purdue this time. I'm going to do it. And then I'm liking Gonzaga, Arizona. And I'm going to come back to that because I don't think it's too insane to think Gonzaga could beat Arizona. I lean Arizona. Trust me, guys. Arizona is my national champion pick, but I'm going to think about it for this specific bracket. In my main bracket, I'd have Arizona win. Trust me. You have to trust me on this one. Florida, Iowa is who I like in that one. And then who did I take? I took Northern Iowa. Vandy, Nebraska. North Carolina could win this one. It's close for me. Remind me of what North Carolina did in the non-con. I mean, they will be without Caleb Wilson. I mean, they beat Kansas. Michigan State loss. Kentucky win on the road, and they beat Virginia on the road this year. They'll be without Caleb Wilson, though. I still think they could get by VCU without him, maybe. It's a close one. And then Illinois, and I like St. Mary's and Houston. You guys know I'm riding with them. And then I like Houston, Illinois. This is like my lock for the Sweet 16. I think we will see Illinois versus Houston Sweet 16. Arizona is by far the best team in the country. I think they are. I wouldn't say by far, though. PG. I don't know if I would say by far, but I feel like they are the best team in the country. You know, Iowa kind of gives me the vibes like they could maybe pull this upset off, just because I feel like they could maybe slow the game down and maybe get it done. If they slow the game down, Bennett Sturts has a big game. I'm going to do it this time. Give me Iowa here. I'm thinking about maybe doing that in my main bracket. So call me crazy if you want in the chat. I don't mind. I really just pick who I want or who I think could happen. Florida does have the best front court, but the thing is, Iowa's got to limit their possessions, and I think they could do it. Uh-oh, we found a Florida fan. Sorry, Jack. They just got to limit Florida's possessions, and Minister's got to just be that guy, man. And I think it could happen. So give me Iowa. I'm going to take Vandy over Nebraska this time. Shockers let you down today. Yeah, I would have loved to see Wichita State get it done, man. That would have been fun. Iowa not even beating Clemson. Maybe not. It's a crazy pick, I know, but I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about having this happen. I'll probably have Florida to my Sweet 16 at least, though. They are really good. I mean, insane front court. Alex Condon, my cousin Hogg, and Chenyulu, just beast down low. But if Florida's backcourt's having a bad game and Iowa slows the pace down, Bennett Sturts hits big-time shots, they could, not saying they will, they could get it done. And that could frustrate Florida even more. So we'll see. Illinois and Houston, so back and forth on it. I like Illinois. That's just where my head's going. I'm so back and forth on it, though, guys. And then I'll probably have Vanderbilt here over Iowa. Vandy can just put up a lot of points in a hurry, too. But I could see Iowa knocking off Vandy, too. Did they play earlier in the year, or am I thinking about something else? I don't think they did, no. No, I don't think they did. Okay. All right. And then I'm liking Illinois to the Final Four is what I'm thinking. And probably I will end up going Arizona. This is what I got so far, guys. Yeah, Illinois hasn't played terrific lately, but I am still pretty high on them for whatever reason. Like, yeah, Vandy is small. I really like this Illinois team. I really hope they are able to make a run this year. Houston's going to be the big test. I feel like they will make it to the Sweet 16. We'll see if they can beat Houston. I'm 50-50 on that. I think we will get this matchup, though. Making a bracket, same Final Four so far. Hey, man. I think I kind of like what I got going on right now. Then got Illinois versus Arizona. Arizona wins. Not bad. That was my championship game pick in my first bracket today. Michigan, go Georgia this time. Still like Akron. Give me Alabama over Hofstra. Still like Tennessee, Virginia. I kind of like that Tennessee over Virginia upset there. It's not going to be a popular pick, but one that I do like, which kind of makes me like it even more. Kentucky over Iowa State. I don't know, Pigpen. I don't like that. I don't like that one. I don't, but maybe you're onto something. I'm still feeling Santa Clara. I'll go Kentucky for this bracket to switch it up, and then Iowa State. But I still will have Iowa State over Kentucky, actually. Kylan Boswell wants revenge. He's a great player, man. He helps Illinois' defense so much. That's where they lack. They lack defense, but he helps their backcourt, at least on their defense on the perimeter. Michigan over Georgia for sure, and then Alabama. Let's have Akron pull it off. I think I like Akron to the Sweet 16 as a potential little Cinderella run here. And I also like Tennessee over Virginia. I do like Virginia, guys. I just don't know if I want to take them super far. That's going to be a good game, though. I feel like Tennessee is getting written off pretty easily by most of you guys. I don't know. Tennessee show me they can beat Houston this year. And they're not a bad team. They got a good front court, a really good one. And they could give Iowa State a little bit of a run for their money as well. So we'll see. Dude, Pigpen, I love Akron this year, dude. They are probably my favorite 12 or higher seed this bracket. They really are. Kenyon, UCLA over UConn. I called it as soon as the bracket was revealed like that. It's like, man, that looks like it's probably going to happen. Tennessee almost beat Vandy. They beat them once this year, man. They beat Vandy once this year. I like Tennessee. I don't think they're bad at all. I don't think they should be overlooked by Virginia or by you guys when picking them over Virginia. Your bid upset is Wright State over Virginia. That would be crazy. I don't know if I see that one happening. It would be pretty insane, though. All right, Michigan and Iowa State. I love out of this region. Probably going to be in my main bracket. I mean, man, I really want to have a higher seed to the Elite Eight. I don't know if I can pull the trigger on that. We'll see, but man, I got to go with Michigan and Iowa State here. And then, I mean, I really like Iowa State to the Final Four over Michigan. I might have to go Michigan this time, though. I don't know who I'm going to pick in that game yet. This is just what's going through my mind right now for my official bracket. If Florida and Vandy make it to play each other, who you got? Well, Vandy just beat them down pretty bad the other day. Can they do it again? Maybe. I don't know, though. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to meet. I kind of feel like it's going to be Florida and Nebraska, but we'll see. UConn and Illinois, rematch from earlier in the year. This time we're going to switch it up. Let's go UConn and then Arizona, Michigan. Been two of the better teams all season long. I'm going to go Michigan this time. I've been picking Arizona. Let's go Michigan. They didn't look too good against Purdue today, but let's not take that as just that game. Let's look at the full body of the season. Michigan has been dominant. They can definitely get to the championship game. They could win over Arizona, especially with that front court, man. And then give me Michigan over UConn here for this bracket. Interesting bracket, kind of different. I don't really see a lot of you guys taking Michigan and UConn right now to the championship. So this would be a cool one. Let's go with that one for this. I think this one would be a lower scoring game if it happened. We'll go 142 points, total points scored in this one. So interesting. UConn, Illinois, Arizona, and Michigan in this bracket is what we got. What do you guys think about this one? Kind of a weird one. We got Iowa over Florida. This is just kind of what I'm thinking about, like, for my main bracket. I think the closest one to my main is going to be my first one I made, though. I really like how this bracket turned out. Duke, Illinois, Arizona, Iowa State. How are we feeling about that? This is probably going to be close. Arizona over Illinois in the championship game. Just kind of what I'm feeling like could happen. This is what I got. So, yeah, guys, we are probably going to. Oh, dang it. We are probably going to hop off the stream in just a minute. If you guys haven't already, join my bracket group on ESPN Tournament Challenge. Link is in the description, or if you want to search it by name, it is called the Daniology Challenge. Also, if you guys want me to, I only made 3 brackets so far, dude. One of them's just a fun, chaotic one. The other 2, I feel like, are pretty decent. But we are going to get my official picks done tonight. Official picks video will be out either late tonight, early tomorrow morning. Be on the lookout for it. And trust me when I tell you guys this, I have a ton of videos coming out over the next few days before the tournament begins. So be on the lookout for that. And if you guys are in the stream right now, you guys are obviously ready for March Madness. Please subscribe if you guys haven't already, and drop a like on the stream. We got 136 people in here still, over 2.5 hours into the stream. Drop a like if you guys haven't. And yeah, if you guys want to send me your bracket, send me a clear picture or screenshot of your bracket, please, and just one or 2 pictures, please. I will be grading subscriber brackets. Send them to me on Twitter at 6mandanny. I think I have a thing here. Twitter. Well, I don't want that. Here we go. Twitter, 6mandanny, or X, whatever you want to call it. DM me a picture of your bracket, 1 to 2 pictures, clear pictures, on Twitter whenever you guys can, and I'll be posting a video grading them probably on Wednesday. That video will be uploaded, but I got a lot more videos coming before that, so be ready for them. And yeah, guys, thank you guys for tuning in for the stream. Ready for March Madness, and I will see you guys later.